Greetings. This is Scholar Saunders seeing what's current. Now, I'm sure you've heard the news already. You've seen the title. Former President Jimmy Carter, James Earl Carter Jr., has died at the age of 100. Now, I'm not trying to clown the man. I'm not going to make fun of him. I'm not going to make jokes. I'm not going to go ha ha he he. I'm going to take this very seriously because it's a very serious subject. You know, the whole idea of his presidency was very severe because he did not act as a president should. He did not go in the way of a strong, well positioned president with a spine, a backbone, balls, whatever you want to say. He did not act in that fashion. He was he was a weakling. I don't want to say he's a coward. That may be something different. He was a weakling, I think. I think he had the chance to take out the Iranian regime in 1979 before, the bombing of the first bombing of the World Trade Center in 1993, the bombing of the embassies in Africa, Kenya and Tanzania, the USS Cole, and of course September 11, 2001. So he precipitated pretty much all of that by his paper tiger policies, his pacifist kind of ideals, and not going in. They had 52 prisoners of war. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like they're prisoners of war. When you have rebels or revolutionaries that storm an embassy in Iran, and it's the United States Embassy, and they claim 52 hostage. They call them hostages, but I still call them prisoner of war. And they claimed them, and they held them up for 444 days. 444 days of not knowing what would happen to them. They were beaten, they were spat upon, they were completely terrorized, and just they were just in living hell. So that's all because of President Carter. Carter made all that possible because he didn't have the backbone, the proper way of addressing this whole calamity that occurred in 1979. So that, and it just got worse with the subsequent presidents, Reagan, Bush Sr., um, Clinton, Bush Jr., and I would even say, in a sense, Obama, he continued the idea. I always saying, peace. You're yapping to no ein. Okay, but there's 6 people in here. One, that was cute, peace. That was cute. But if I'm napping to no one, why are you here? Are you a no one? You're a nobody? Is that what you're saying, peace? That was cute, but thanks. Thank you, peace. And maybe, okay. James WT. There are 5 presidents left. Carter, R.I.P. You can say we're rocking. I say rock and peace. I don't say rest in peace. I say rock and power. Rock and power to his legacy, his memory. He was very mystified. He was completely for Jesus, and a lot of people likened him to Jesus. He was building different houses like Jesus was, like when he was a carpenter, and his initials are JC, and Jesus Christ, Jimmy Carter, whatever. But that's cute. That's cute. Yeah, got you. All right, good. Salute. So that is the fact about that. That is the reality that we have to address. Yeah, Habitat for Humanity, exactly. Habitat for Humanity. That's fine. That's okay. I don't. I mean, as long as he wanted to do it, that's not improper. What's improper is when you want to do it and say, "Oh, it's a sacrifice. It's terrible. I wish I was doing something else. I wish I spending my time doing something else. I would much rather be on the beach reading a novel and having a very nice young lady with me or something like that." I mean, he had Rosalind Carter, his wife, but he was an empty president. He was a very empty president. I think he would have fared better if he weren't president at all. If we were not president. I'm trying to remember who was it. I'm looking up who his opponent was. Gerald Ford and Bob Dole. Gerald Ford and Bob Dole. Gerald Ford just had one brief time as president. He came in after the big scandal of Watergate. That was his claim to fame, and then after that it was of course Jimmy Carter. I mean, there are movies made about I'm looking at footage of it right now. I'm looking at they have the wreckage of the rescue mission. That was an embarrassment. That was a terrible loss of life. I think 8 service members died. It's just it's very sad. It's really really sad. Like, I am not joking at all during this whole show. It's terrible. They're showing now. They're showing that the gas lines, people waiting for gas. That happened during. I think it was either right before. I think it was right before his administration. But that's the reality behind that. Thanks, James WT. How are you? Hey, it's not AMA. If you want to ask questions, it's $10. I have my Cash App up, $SKYLERSAUNDERS1. My Venmo is at SKYLERIZED at Skyrise, and my PayPal is paypal.me slash SKYLERSAUNDERS. He said, "Yep, my mom talked about gas rations." Okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, it's real. I mean, and I have to give credit where credit is due. Carter deregulated the airline industry and the trucking industry. He did. I mean, it's not like a fantastic bang up job of it. He should have done a lot more. Deregulation, like complete government deregulation and controls, elimination. But I'll give him credit for opening up more of the industry for airlines and trucking. That definitely helped, but it didn't really have too much of an impact because there are still other industries that are heavily regulated. So, and Carter, he was like I said, he was very religious. He was very faithful. He was a very faithful man. Not knocking him for that either. Not knocking for that's his preference. That was his choice. I'm an atheist, but if that's what he wanted to do, that's his business. But I think that's what clouded his judgment. The Jesus Christ or Jesus of Nazareth, the Christian values are what clouded his judgment. I think a lot. He couldn't really think as a commanding officer, as a commander in chief, a commander in chief, and someone that knew exactly how to navigate the different roads that led to a proper presidency. He did not live up to that, sadly. Something like, thank you, appreciate it, thank you, salute to you. That's all I'm asking. Now you got to tell 3 other people to sub and like, and tell them to tell 3 other people to sub and like. It goes on the chain goes on and on and on and on. I disagree. I'm a Christian too, but I understand your viewpoint. Yeah. And like I said, you're a Christian. I was a Christian for 16 years. I was a Christian for 16 years, and I totally. There were moments where I was like, I got this. This is true. This is belief. This is real. And then when Ayn Rand came in, it was like a glass, wall being shattered. It was like the Apple computer commercial. Remember with the Ayn Rand was the woman with the sledgehammer, and she's running and running and running into the screen, and she throws it up in the air, and the I'm in the audience like that, and then it just bursts, and everything turned to gleaming light. So I appreciate that, James. Thank you. We don't do shout outs. We do salutes. So it's a salute, James. I appreciate you. So give me a salute, not a shout out. I'm in the haterverse. We do salutes, not shout outs. But I appreciate your notion. I appreciate your gesture. I do appreciate that. But just have to make a slight correction. But yeah, Jimmy Carter dead at 100. So that's a full life. That's capitalism. That's America. That's living. That's reality. That's truth. You know, you're able to live to 100 years old. White man living to 100 years old. That's great. If he wants to, if he had that, I was waiting for them not to die, but just get some kind of better care. When he's every picture they showed in his last few days, he has his mouth open. I'm like, can they close his mouth? I mean, now they're going to close his mouth. You know, the funeral director is going to close his mouth now and shut his eyes and everything. But he just had his mouth. Had his mouth open the whole time. Like, I'm like, what's going on with this? What's up? True, my grandma lived to be 90. Yeah, my great grandmother lived to be 91. My grandmother lived to be 80. Cause she had cancer. She would have lived longer, I think, if she didn't have cancer. And some other ailments. But yeah. So it's that's the beauty of our elements of capitalism. This isn't a capitalist country. Contrary to what you may have heard, this isn't a capitalist country. It's a semi-capitalist country, just like most countries in the world are semi-free, semi-rational, good. This is an excellent country. I mean, but it's like an A minus. It's like you gotta remember it's not like 100%. It's got a lot of problems with it. Many great grandma was 102. Oh wow. Yeah, 1925 to 2015 was born a year after Carter. Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I got you. It's spell check. I know. Spell check messes you up. That's all right. I understand what you're saying. But yeah, so Jimmy Carter, he's just a mixed bag. He was basically a weakling. He didn't have the spine in order to say, look, Khomeini, you have a target right on your back, and we're coming with all the full force of our military, and we're gonna wipe out your regime. And that would have, sadly, I mean, I'm almost tearing up because this is how tragic, and it pisses me off too, because it angers me, the fact that thousands of American lives and other people around the world died because of Carter's his ineptitude, his inability to act. Thousands. People in 9/11. People 2001. I have to claim that because they'll say 9/11. What was that? Like 2006, 2007? No, 2001. But yeah, so that was a really sad part about his presidency. Excuse me. It's a little late for me, so I haven't been sipping, but his presidency. That's what's sad about it. It really showed. It really uncovered. It wasn't just Jimmy Carter, but Jimmy Carter helped put it in motion. The weakness, the paper tiger, the clay feet of the giant. It's a giant. America's a giant, definitely, but it's got clay feet. If you got clay feet, then you're gonna topple, or you could top. You have the capacity to topple. Oh, she ran off. Okay, yeah. Iran and country up. One of my grandma that still lives was born on a plantation. Okay. And that is Heed. Heed, salute to you, Heed. I didn't even see that. I thought that was James again. That's crazy. Okay, good to go. I'd like to see more people in here. That's great. Make sure you tell 3 other people to like and subscribe. That's why I need to get my likes and my subscribes up. And make sure you watch the entire video. Watch the entire show. Watch the entire thing so I can get my watch hours up. It keeps going down. It goes up and then it goes down. It goes up and then it goes down. So I'm trying to get that up so I can finally secure a place where I can get YouTube dollars, but I don't want the YouTube dollars. I want to have the ability to say, hey, I can do this. I can achieve this, but I don't want to have the tax burden of having YouTube monetization. Yeah, I know. I am sleepy. I've been sleeping all day. Who is this? Gumbino Zeros or Gumbinos? Are you okay? I answer that question if you give me $10. I'll give you that much. Thank you, James WT. I see you. You mentioned me in a post. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you, James. I appreciate that, sir. What is that? This the best time to catch him. No Diddy. What are you talking about, Heed? I don't know what you're talking about. Catch who? We're talking about Jimmy Carter. He's dead. He's out of here. He bit the dust. He's knocking on heaven's door. There's so many different ways you can say it now. He's dead as a doornail. There's so many cliches and songs, and you know he's in the arms of Abraham. He's in the bosom of Abraham. I always say the arms. He's in the bosom of Abraham in the arms of Jesus. He's met his maker. So I think with Jimmy Carter, I mean, he lived a complete life. Started out, in Plains, Georgia. Nobody, nowheresville. Nothing popping, nothing banging. Like the president-elect, born in the Bronx, New York. Destined to be, a real estate agent or not real estate agent, real estate builder, a real estate, titan, and a businessman himself, and become president, and then become president again. Even though he's evil and vicious and disgusting, you have to. I'm trying to give these people their credit because they're all just various levels of evil and disgustingness. All the presidents, every president. Every living president, and the recent president that just died, Jimmy Carter. I mean, they just didn't have the correct amount of balls, I guess you can say. No one's been a woman, so they didn't have the balls to really go after the Iranian regime. I still don't understand it. Somebody break it down to me like I'm a 5-year-old, a Barney style. Why haven't we invaded Iran yet? Why haven't we completely decimated their whole entire regime, leaving the people, especially, and bombed their nuclear facilities? Of course, I can see that. But I want to make sure you keep away from the people that are protesting the Iranian regime, the supreme leader and stuff like that. So kind of pisses me off. All right, hold up. I'll go to your about section. Okay. Yo, what's good, man? Robin. It's been a while, Robin. How you doing? Salami's eggs and bacon to you too, Raymond Houston. Salami, eggs, and bacon. All right, that was a little joke. I just had a little bit of levity. It's like at a funeral. There's always a little, little section of a joke, but I'm trying to keep it very serious. Trying to keep it very, together, very tight, controlled. Yeah. So Jimmy Carter just had, he had no game. He had no game. He had no game. He did serve. He was in the United States Navy. He was an officer, I think he was, in the Navy. There was a specific time in 1952 where he helped to avert a nuclear accident on a ship. So he took action then. I don't know, maybe in time and in older age, he lost his grit. I don't know. Yeah, man, I can catch you live. Often it's 1 a.m. here right now. Okay, where are you, Robin? I don't even know where you are. It's 1 o'clock. Where are you? Jimmy Carter, a G for building them houses, though. And that's fine, and that's cute, but it has nothing to do with his presidency. And that's okay. I don't disrespect the man for making houses. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as he's not making it altruistic. But I think the whole goal is to make it altruistic. Habitats for Humanity, the whole idea is like, you're doing this for the Christian work. You're doing your You're living as a Christian ought, kind of thing. Too many porks? Oh, because I said that. Oh, salami, eggs, and bacon. Yeah. I keep the pork on my fork. Can you spare a rib? I dig the pig. Can you spare a rib? So, that's just me. I just had a brisket last night. That was banging. It was the truth. It was really good. Like, it was really, really good. It was really a small selection though. I was kind of surprised, but it was excellent though. It was really great. I loved it. I enjoyed it. But enough about me. It's about Jimmy Carter. Former President Jimmy Carter. He tried to make a statement with the what do they call it? The Camp David Accords or something like that. I think it was called, with Sadat and the Israeli president. I'm not sure of his name, but yeah, he wanted to broker a deal, but it didn't go anywhere. And Sadat ended up getting assassinated, and it's like, it's really sad. It's just sad. It's just, the whole thing is sad. Thousands of lives upended, millions maybe. Just based on things that have happened. Maybe some Scrapple. Oh, it depends if I have Scrapple. It's got to be some syrup. It's got to be some maple syrup with the Scrapple, with some mayonnaise maybe, or some Miracle Whip. I'm tuning in from Sweden. Oh, okay. Don't know still about Carter's presidency. I know he billed though. Yeah, Carter's presidency was a flop. It was a complete disgusting mess, like Biden's. Biden's was horrible as well. He had a terrible presidency. He's a one-termer, just like Carter. He's a one-termer. Bush Sr. was a one-termer. And, the double-termers, Clinton, Bush, and Obama. And now, technically, we're going to see, on the 20th, Trump. We're going to see if, what he does with this second term. I mean, all you can say is you hope for the best, because you're trying to say for the hope for the country. That's what the whole point is. It's about controlling the narrative of the country and making sure it's a good narrative. And Trump may turn around and do something extraordinary. He may do something that's off the charts, really good. Or he could just be like, okay, kind of terrible, not so good, like his past presidency, like his past term. That was like a terrible / did some good things. I like what Dr. Yaron Brooks said about him. He said Trump did good things, but that doesn't make him good. That makes a good thing, and it doesn't exist for Carter. I think it's the same. Maybe it does exist for Carter. I was gonna say he did some bad things, and it doesn't make him bad. Maybe that could be true because of his faith. Like I said, I'm an atheist, but I respect people that have faith. Rather than people that are agnostics who are cowards. Okay, I'm missing people's quotes here. Okay, Raymond Houston says, living until 100 is goals. Yeah. What you mean how weak he was he? He was very weak, champ. He did not respect the idea of having a spine and a backbone and taking out the Iranian regime at that time, right then and there in 1979, when he had a chance. When he had a chance. They had a rescue mission for the hostages, but it failed miserably. It was a complete embarrassment. And it didn't pan out. It didn't work. And so he could have had, multiple military engagements with Iran and completely eradicated that whole regime. Instead, he didn't do it. So I say he's a weakling. Dying at 17 is tragic. Yeah, it is. I'll say. Because you don't have a life. There's people that can enlist in the military at 17. And if they get killed, it's like, all you see is baby pictures and when them going up to their graduation from high school. They had no life. They don't have kids or grandkids, and things of that nature, or life in their career and stuff like that. What career? I mean, were they working at the AMP, or at the supermarket, the Starbucks or something like that, and then they went to the military? There's no life at 17. It is tragic. I agree with you. HW took care of that, didn't he? No, he did not. No, he did not. And we didn't get the oil fields. That's what a lot of people were claim the Bushes. Oh, we got the oil fields. Bush and his daddy got the oil fields. No, 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 no. Look at the facts. Look at the history. The Iraqis and the other Middle Eastern factions controlled the oil fields. We did not, collect any profits from those oil reserves in either war. Back then, could you go for the reflection when you? Well, okay, wait. Back then, could you go for re-election when you lost two? Yeah, you saw like what Trump did. Trump, you can do that. Yeah, you can, as long as you had your first. If you only had one term, then yeah. Yeah, same thing with Trump. That's what Trump did, and I think it was like that for all time. I think there's only 3 criteria for being a president. 1, you have to be born in the United States naturally. 2 is you have to be 35 years of age, and 3 is you have to be within the United States for at least 14 years before the presidency, before the election. Yeah, Garfield did that. Garfield did what? I can't go back that far. I can do the presidents. Maybe to go back to Kennedy. Maybe I can go back to Kennedy. I can't go that far back beyond that. Did Carter do that? Did Carter do what? What did Carter do? What are you talking about? Did Carter do what? Carter do what? He was elected with a break in terms of. Okay, champ. Go for re-election. Did Carter do that? Go for re-election? Yeah, he did. He got defeated by Reagan. He got defeated in 1984 by Reagan. And Reagan has a famous quote: "Do you feel are you better off than you were 4 years ago?" And like that, sealed it, because everybody was like, no, I'm not feeling the Carter administration. It wasn't that good. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. So they're like, let me try this Reagan guy out. Was okay. In terms, Generation Alpha gonna have someone. So a lot of people do have that mentality that Generation Alpha is gonna be the savior of the world. They're gonna be the best. I mean, I emotionally I have that because my nephew and niece are in the alphas. My nephew and niece are young people that are very little, and they'll be growing up soon, and they may change the world. I mean, it's not bad. I don't think that's an awful way. You just have to be objective about it. You have to understand history, because they said that the same thing for the lost generation, the GI generation, the boomers, Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z, the alphas. Everybody said, oh, the next generation is going to be the one. They're going to put it all together. We'll see what happens. Do you F with Reagan? No, I don't. Reagan was an anti-abortionist. He was definitely, he expanded government. Government actually expanded over his terms, his 2 terms in office. It widened, it grew. It shouldn't have grown. It went to a tremendous amount. I don't think he had a surplus when he left. Clinton, I think, had a surplus when he left the office. And the debt was I think it rose to a specific degree with Reagan's presidency. Champs redacted messages. Raymond, Mr. Houston, they all has their movers. What do you mean? Okay. Champ, it was Grover Cleveland with a break in terms. I think I know what you're talking about. I think they're talking about that. That's happened in terms of President uh, elect Trump. You know, they're saying how he's only the second president in history to have dual terms, not concurrently, not in immediate concession, not immediately back to back. You know, not continuous terms. Each gin. Raymond Houston says each gin. Where are we going? But no, it's sad. I mean, I'm not gonna cry, shed a tear over Carter dying. I can't do that, but it's still sad because I put it in the article. I said he could have. He was the man who could have had a great life and knew it. Like he could have been a great statesman, a great politician, somebody that had a backbone, somebody that had balls, but instead chose to go the wrong path, go the wrong way, and didn't declare anything of value or anything of virtue. And he just completely missed the ball. He missed the ball. It's a shame. Answer the question. Give me $10. I answer the question. I don't even know what question you're asking. Each generation has their movers. Yes, I agree with that, Raymond. Yeah, each generation has their, you just think about the boomers. Boomers, Bill Gates, for example. I think Oprah, I think, is a boomer. Right? This is massive amounts of people that came in during that time period, um, and achieved greatness in their lives, even though there might be mixed bags. Yes, here we go with the $10 again. Yes, abortionist, are you one? Let's see. Let's get the $10 moving, and then we might be having those answers, to those questions. I don't do this for. This is not for play. This is for work. This is my work. This is how I get paid. I made thousands of dollars on this site, so, and without being connected to the site. Just how it happens. Just by donations. People just send in. They say, he's a goofy nigga, but he's got some ideas. He's got some perspective. I swear, he's got the blue shirt on now. He's matching with his background and the black shirt. It looks like a floating head. That was my little moment of levity again. But Jimmy Carter just didn't have the juice. He didn't have the juice. He didn't have game. He didn't have game. Sadly, I mean, very sadly, thousands of lives, Americans and otherwise, lost because of his ineptitude, because of his milquetoast policies. And it could be because of Christian policies. I'm looking at President Biden right now, speaking on the past of Jimmy Carter. He's not looking like he's going to make it too far either. I'm not trying to wish death on the man, but he's looking kind of, sideways right now. I don't know. Let me adjust this a little bit. There we go. So yeah, he's looking real sleepy. You talking about me? He's Sleepy Joe. He's really Sleepy Joe. He's looking like I remember when I don't even know what he's saying because I don't want to let it bleed. Now he's going off the stage. Does he know he's supposed to go off the stage? Now they just had the American flag and the presidential flag. He said a few words and that was it. But he's not looking too bright and chipper to me. Champ Fist, do you support Skylar Saunders' bank account? Ask me that. Bro is a level 100 mafia boss. Who is bro? What is bro? I don't know who the bro is, Robin. You're talking about me. I have 3 bros. I have a step bro, a half bro, and a bro-in-law. That's all I have. But Jimmy Carter, yeah, that's I mean, he lived a life most people would have dreamed about, would have definitely thought of. He won the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, I think he has a better reason for winning the Nobel Peace Prize, I guess, in a way. Really, he really shouldn't have earned it. I don't think he could have, he should have, been the one to receive a Nobel Peace Prize, because he really, the irony is that he led to the slaughter. His policies led to the slaughter of thousands of Americans. That's not peace. Man, F you, F you bank account. I contribute to you bank account monthly reluctantly. Well, you should be a cheerful giver. That's all I can say. Just like in the Bible, be a cheerful giver. If you can't give me money, at least give me let me know, send in to my email the 3 people that you sent, an invitation to my site, my profile, and make sure they get my thumbs up, and tell them that you can watch the show, watch it live, or just watch the rebroadcast. A disabled vet, that's not disabled. Okay, what is not disabled? Something, what did they say? What's that cliche? Some wounds you can't see. Exactly, you can't see it. But you can kind of see it with me because I'm crazy. I'm not wrapped too tight. I'm a wild man. Robin's got the question though. Here we go. Would you ever smoke crack? For $10, I'll answer that. You're low down for that. I guess I am. Be in Mossberg on the porch. Raymond, where are you going? Be a Mossberg on the porch. What does that mean? I'm not sure what that means. But we're having a party. This is a pretty good show. This is a good show. We're on up and up. It's a pretty good show. This reminds me of this is a higher caliber than Paul Rubin, but I'm surprised Mr. Rick James didn't stop by. Maybe he's doing PCP right now. I don't know. I have no clue why people love free money. There is no such thing as free money. You have to earn it somehow. There's a way of earning money. You have to create wealth. You have to build wealth. PCP good as F. Okay. Is there a super chat? No, there are no super chats, Gambinos. I can put up my Cash App though. Hold on. Everybody just, talk amongst yourselves. Torrential Hawk is neither a tarantula nor a hawk. Talk to yourselves about that. So you can talk to yourselves while I'm doing this. I'm trying to make sure I get it right. I'm making sure I get everything in how it's supposed to be. And hold on. Damn it. Oh my God. I'm just trying to do it, y'all. Hold on. This is the games we play. Okay, bam. All right, we're at 16 people, 15 people. Okay. Oh, who is? I put it in your account every month. Where do you think that treasury payment comes from? That was cute, champ, but it's also more money. There's no such thing as having a little bit of money or having no money or having, too much money. You can have a little bit of money, you can have no money, you can have some money, but there's no such thing as having too much money. There's no such thing. I'm going to ask about your hairline. How much to take the hat off? It'll be $1,000. You give me $1,000, I'll gladly take this hat off. Gambinos. PCP. Unthorough? I don't know what you're saying, Raymond. Not sure what you mean. But Jimmy Carter, dead at 100. Lived a full life. White man in America I'm pretty sure he had at least a small fortune, maybe a few $1 million. Let me see how much Jimmy Carter was worth. He's probably worth like $10 million or something. They don't really give it out. They're not giving it out. They're not even saying, usually they give you, oh yeah, I was right. I didn't even look at it. From AOL.com, how much is Jimmy Carter worth? Former President Jimmy Carter is worth $10 million, which is baby money, which is, a little bit of money. That's cute. That's nice. That's a good amount. That's not a lot of money, which is crazy to say because that's a lot of money. But look at Elon Musk. He's worth $449 billion. Okay, some small country's GDP is not even $449 billion. That's the beauty of this country. Is that you can create, you can make, you can build, you can produce, and make more. Carter was not a full fan, but like I said, I give him credit for deregulating the airlines and the trucking businesses. That was a huge step. That was a huge step. Jimmy Carter, how you living? How you living, Biggie Smalls? Talking hot. Talking hot, yeah, so. I appreciate that. I appreciate that there are 18 people in here. There needs to be 1,800 people in here. There needs to be 18,000 people in here. Let's get that going. Let's get that popping. Tell more people about my goofy ass. Now, outpouring from President George W. Bush. Probably had a staffer write it for him. Because that's it. It's a dirty game. Politics is dirty. It's a dirty, underhanded, very slimy game. And I think everybody loses like slow. I don't even think they mean to, but it's just the nature of the beast. If you're not an A100% in your soul, then you're going to be corrupt somehow, some way. I mean, every president has been corrupt. I don't even think it has to be said allegedly. I mean, they had to take some kind of bribe, some kind of way. I'm saying that they had to take something under the table. They had to take a fall for this and say that and do this just for political clout. Musk's worth is smoke and mirrors inflated by stock price. Okay, give me your facts. Give me your car facts. Give me the reason why. Show the exact reason. You made a statement, just like in school. They said if you make a statement, you have to back it up with stats and facts and figures and reality and truth. You can't just say, "Oh well, he's it's all smoke and mirrors." Okay, cute. Show me how it's all smoke and mirrors. Can you read balance sheets? Probably not well. I'm not good with numbers, but I'm good with telling the truth. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. Who said that? That was my little moment of levity too. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. It's a public company, okay? It is though. If Trump would have lost, okay. So Jimmy Carter dead at 100. At 100. To be honest with you, I had already written up the article on vocal.media. If you go to vocal.media, just type in Skylar Saunders, Jimmy Carter. I think it should pop up. And I had this written, months ago actually. Just the way I saw him, because he was just like, I'm like, God damn, can they close his mouth? A mosquito could fly in there. I mean, like, God damn, like, what are they doing? Now I ain't got to worry about that. Tesla does make $100 billion in a year, but he is worth $4. Yeah, right. He doesn't make money just based on Tesla. He makes money on SpaceX, the Boring Company, PayPal. I'm sure he still gets money from that funnel of money. And then Champ how old are you? Does not, does two. Does not, does two. What are you doing? SpaceX is a money pit, but they just landed on the top of the platform. a few months ago, a few weeks ago. They just landed on the platform. It's a money pit though. They're still getting contracts from NASA. It's a money pit though. You sure? Jimmy Carter dead at 100. 100 is a long time, but it goes fast. Obviously, 100 years. 100 years is a long time. That's a good run. That's a great run. That's an excellent run. He may not have lived up to his 100 years completely, not fully, but he lived those 100 years. He didn't have, a wife, children, grandchildren. He had a career. He had the Habitat for Humanity. I think he really enjoyed that. I think he actually did. Even though it may have been altruistic in his mind, or he was trying to do something selfless or unselfish or something like that. In his mind, he was in. But I was thinking it's very selfish. You're making homes for different people that, maybe should deserve it. That's a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't have any problem with that. I have a problem with him in 1979 when the U.S. embassy was overrun by rebels, by vicious insects that took 52 American lives hostage. I call them prisoners of war. I think it's such a low grade, very low point in his whole presidency. And what do we do? We don't. He wasn't thrown in jail. He wasn't. It wasn't. This wasn't a crime. I would say it was a war crime. I would say it was a war crime. It was a crime against humanity. Definitely a crime against humanity. Get a whiff of a chick. He's smashing. Okay. Unlike us. Reports are coming in now that Robin. Reports are coming in now, fresh off the presses. Now Bill Gates worth 200 billion or so, but Microsoft worth like 3 trillion. That could be true. It's just like with Tim Cook. Tim Cook is worth like 1.2 or 2 point something billion dollars, and Apple is worth trillions. Go figure. Bill Gates founded Microsoft, and he's the largest. From my understanding, he's the largest landowner in the United States of America. He has like 2 million acres of land. And that's the hedge against inflation. A lot of people think gold is a great hedge against inflation. Excuse me. Musk worth more than Tesla alone. LOL. Cook is worth much less than Apple worth. Exactly. That's what I just said. I think he's worth like 1.2 or 2 billion, maybe that. But he's the CEO. If Jobs was still here, he'd probably be worth $500 billion or maybe more. But he did something where he didn't take the money. Like it was something in his contract, because I remember when he was living, Bill Gates had like $80 billion, maybe $100 billion or something like that, and he only had like $5 or $10 billion. Steve Jobs. I was always like, what? But because I think, from what I understand, the contracts, like if you go into a government office, you'll see PCs. You're not going to see Apple products, because I think like he made other people wealthy as well. Bill Gates. I think Steve Jobs made other people wealthy as well, but he definitely made Dell wealthy. Michael Dell, he made him into a billionaire. I think Mark Cuban had ties to Bill Gates in certain ways. Maybe Larry Ellison. They're all in that kind of camp, that billionaire camp. So Steve Jobington. Okay, Jobs would be worth more, maybe 20 billion. Maybe that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Yeah, he probably would be worth about $20 billion. That sounds about right. And that's how weird we talk, right? Oh yeah, 2 billion, $20 billion, $400 billion. Like that's not like a whole lot of money. That's a million. $2 million is a lot of money. It's all about choices. That's what we shouldn't even call money anymore. We should call it choices. How many choices do you have? If you have $1, how many choices do you have for that $1? Very few. You have to have at least $1.25 for the dollar store, for the Dollar Tree. So it's a lot different, in a few years makes. Jobs would be a sucker. Let's stop that. Jobs was one of the greatest men to ever walk the earth. But they're showing Habitat for Humanity to people working, putting up beams and tightening things and sawing down wood. And see Jimmy Carter sawing wood. He's like 83 years old or 90 something years old sawing wood. Good photo ops, That's what I think he should have done. He shouldn't have been president. I don't know why he even had in his mind, maybe I should be president. I'm just a little guy, with great faith from Plains, Georgia. I can be president. Okay. He could have just did Habitat for Humanity. I think that would, he would have probably been happier because that's what he wanted to do. That's the whole point. A lot of people say, "Oh, look how unselfish, look how selfless, so altruistic that is." Oh wow, really? He wanted to do it. That's very selfish. That's a very good thing. That's a very healthy thing to be selfish. I think he was good, but he would have been a sucker today. Okay, give me examples. Why would he have been a sucker today? Like, everybody just says blank statements. Oh, this and that, and this and that, and oh, I don't really have a whole reason for it. I just wanted to sound profound. Like what? Up to 20. I got 20 viewers right now. I'm not mad. That's a good party. It's a good party. We're having a good Sunday. I might have to come in at this time on Sunday more often. And I got about 7 minutes and change left. So, but Jimmy Carter, former President Jimmy Carter, dead at 100. They have Jonathan Reckford, CEO of Habitat for Humanity. He seems like he probably gets a good check every few days, every week or every other week. He probably has, I'm pretty sure he has a good portfolio. And was Habitat for Humanity? That I think it was a private company, right? Right? Let me see. I think it's a 501c3. Yep, it's 501c3 Christian nonprofit organization which seeks to build affordable housing. The international operational headquarters are located in Americus, Georgia, United States, with administrative headquarters located in Atlanta. As of 2023, Habitat for Humanity operates in more than 70 countries. Wow. It's building simple, decent, and affordable housing. Field, protecting human rights. I don't know how it protects human rights. Not too sure about that. But it's Christian. So they're thinking about, altruism and selflessness and giving and not earning kind of thing. There's been criticism of it. Wow, this is amazing. 501c3. This is during the first ever Jimmy and Rosalind Carter work project. JCWP. Let me see. I want him deported. You want who deported? Whom? Whom do you want deported? He made too big a revolution to keep making it better. He would probably try to make a spin-off product which would flop and turn him into a sucker. I don't think it would turn him into a sucker. It would have probably done the same thing he did in his life. Or if you're talking about Steve Jobs You're talking about Musk or Steve Jobs, Robin? Steve Jobs did. He was a failure on so many levels. The Apple II failed. His next project failed. He came back. He won a little bit with Pixar. They said, okay, we can bring him back on. He was boarded. He was voted. He was before next. He was voted out by the board of his own company. His own company. He was voted out of, and he came back. In the late '90s and in early 2000s, mid 2000s, and just revolutionized the whole game. Just blew it away. Jobbington. Why? What is the Jobbington? Where is that coming from? What is the Jobbington coming from? I don't get that. Skyington. I like that. That was cool. Skyington. It's been a party. And it dipped down. It was like at 7. I don't think it went below 3. Went up to 21. Now I'm at 13. So I'm very fortunate. I appreciate everybody that's in here right now. I do appreciate you. Thank you. Salute. So former President Jimmy Carter dead at 100. We all gotta go sometime. Everybody gotta die sometime. Hope your funeral will never get shot up. Pain to go thin and innocent. Nothing is fair. It's rolling up from wheelchairs. My heart is racing. I taste revenge in the air. Who said that? Who said that? Somebody say, look that up real quick. Oh yeah, that was. Yeah, I know who that is. That's. If y'all people really with me, get busy load up the semis. Do more than just holding the exploders until you empty. There's nothing in the way. They rush, we rush. They bust, we bust. That fine feeling, I feel it in my gut. Now we take these dudes to war, lying down, because we stronger now. My people, the time is now. Who said that? He should win he should definitely earn the Nobel Prize for Literature. This person I'm speaking of. Whoever said those lines. Nobody knows? Really? Am I that old? This is going back to 2001. This is going way back. It's going way back with a wave cap. How many languages you know? You didn't even put a question mark at the end. Come on now. You're not even trying. At least you capitalized the how. God damn. How many languages you know? Wow. It's a good question. I'd love to answer it. You give me $10, I'll answer it right on the spot. I'm serious. I'm not playing. This is not play time. This is work for me. I have to read and research and watch videos and read articles and stuff like that. Oh, that's work. This is not play time. This is me just setting up a camera saying, hey guys, what's up? What are you doing? What's going on in your world? No, I have a specific topic. I cover it and I make sure I hit all the specific notes that are supposed to happen. What I can do is do my sponsors. My main man Peng is Lifestrong Apparel. Oh, whoa, here we go. Here we go. I'll say your initials. OH. OH. Who is OH? Who had the question for OH? I'll say it. Texas is saying RIP Jimmy Carter. He was a piece of crap president, but I heard he was a decent man. That's pretty much what I've been saying. Like, he was probably like a good guy. He just shouldn't have been president. I mean, he could have kept his 501c3, with the Habitat for Humanity going, but I don't think it's his, but he was very vocal about spreading the news about it. But thank you for that. Thank you for that Cash App. Who? I can answer a question now. Whoever had a question, is I'll say your initials are OH. Oh, she. Let me make sure. Does anybody else know what have OH? Anybody else OH? How am I doing? How I'm doing very well. I'm well. Thank you for the $10. I'm doing a lot better now that I have the $10 in my bank account. I appreciate that. You astigmatic, bro? Why are you gonna lean in to read all the time? Because it's very small letters. I want to make sure I get the lines in, and it's bright lights. I can't see it. I had to answer that question. That was a question I had to answer. I answered those questions because they're technical. Uh, it just made the Cash App on the spot. Thank you very much, Gumbinos. I appreciate you. Thank you. Now you got to tell other people to to send in $10 or $5. $5 is the minimum for just putting in for the house. But if you want a question answers, it's $10. So I appreciate that, Gumbinos. Sincerely, salute to you. Salute. Hey, all right. So Lightstrong Apparel, go there. There's treats for the doggies. There's sitting. Um, it's $100 per night. There's also other prices. There's Livestrong Organic Sea Moss Gel, and the great thing is if you go to the purchase line, you can get 10% off by putting in SKYLER10 Skylar10, and you'll get 10% off your purchases. So make sure you tell him, go to contact and say the Goofy Guy Sky Saunders sent you. All right, so let me see. Also, Dot Focus, great gamer, excellent gamer. He's got 2 other subscribers. I'm taking blame for the 2 subscribers I gave him. Probably not, but I'm just saying. DOTFOCUS_. He's got sniper rifles. He's got rifles. He's gunning down people in virtual reality, not in reality. So make sure you make that distinction. Don't think, oh, the kids are playing these video games and they're so violent and they want to go out and kill people. That's a lot of BS. I've killed thousands of people on multiple games and platforms. So that's complete BS. I have no intentions of killing or murdering anyone. I could kill somebody, but I'll not murder anybody. And TX, his first words weren't "go back to Jesus." He says "go back to Jesus" later. Okay, I'm not even gonna say that. And my final one is definitely one of the most fun. Beha Jackson. He is the original Doughboy, the younger version of Ice Cube's character in Boys in the Hood. He currently has a YouTube channel. You can go to it. It's BEEJACKSON 5478. And he has sardines on the grill, fried chicken, near beer or non-alcoholic beverages, and strippers. Dot Focus is live right now if you want to check him out. Go to Dot Focus. He's on Twitch. So definitely check that out. But I interrupt that because it just popped up. But Beha Jackson, check his site out. Make sure you go in and tell him that the Goofy Guy Sky Saunders sent you. All right, I'm gonna call it a day. I have to salute. He was, the president, and he was in the Navy. Salute to Jimmy Carter, dead at 100. Just out of respect, because I completely disagree with his presidential policies, his whole aura, his whole ideas, all of his spinelessness, that was unwarranted. So I just give him respect for the fact that he lived 100 years and was able to do something that was important and great. And I think it's a wonderful thing to say that I can be in this country and have the freedom of speech, and I can say words against our former president. There are some countries where you will be, taken out and beaten, shot, stabbed, burned, and strung up in a tree if you say something against your leader, or you'll just be thrown in jail at the best. So I'm glad that I live in a country where I can critique, dead presidents, and that's a good thing for me. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Take care. Let's see.